Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Loton Park HillClimb. If you're just joining us, we're going to be starting hopefully any minute now. My name is Owen. I'm in Triangle today, and hopefully.
How do you do? How do you do?
How do I do? Well, I don't know. You saw me lunchtime.
I've been trying to work it out, and I still don't know, mate.
Nobody does.
Welcome back to the afternoon's racing, ladies and gentlemen. You've got the two Owens with you all afternoon, watching the racing as it happens. Owen down the bottom box is going to keep us all informed in times and things like that because he's a genius. And I shall sit here and tell you what's going on at the top of the course. How about that, Owen?
If you're making me a genius, what's that make you?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say. Far too modest.
You and modest.
Somebody just recognised me and said, "You're the commentator, aren't you?" I said, "How do you know that?" He said, "Well, look at your hair."
I don't have any hair, so how am I being identified?
I'm thoroughly happy being recognised by my hair. I don't mind at all.
Excellent. Right, here we go, folks. If you just joined us, we've had our first top runoff just before lunch for the Midland Hillclimb Championship. And we are into now second time runs. We're going to start off with the Porsche Club GB Speed Championship. Their second time runs, and we have a car on the course already. This is car 907, so we're dealing with double-driven cars here. This is, Simon Crystal, the Porsche Boxster S 3.2 liter, and it's just coming towards us down through Lakeside into Triangle. Squealing the tires around the corner. I think this particular car is more on the stock side of things, so doesn't like to be thrown into corners on racetracks. But already up on the Cedar Straight. This morning, Simon did a 63.92 in his first time run, so he's looking to improve that. 80 miles an hour to you, sir.
He's with me now as he's entering fallow, breaking down quite hard on the fallow, taking that left-hand bender, coming up on the inside edge of Museum, out into the middle of the track, and away he goes. Yeah, nice and easy, no problems, and a nice little time there for Simon Crystal.
Right. Car 215, David Hilton, is in the Monster Porsche 996. Absolutely hooning it up to 84 mile an hour. He was 57.03 was his time the first time around.
Well, dancing on the brakes there to get into fallow safely, no problems, into Museum and away to go. Made very light work of both of those turns as he makes his way to the finishing line with a time of 56.98.
That's quicker than his first time by about 5/100ths.
Well, that's a good time.
So keeps him in second. There's still a gentleman that's a bit quicker. Right, those two cars have two competitors using them today. So those two have gone up the hill, and now they will come back down the hill, and they will switch drivers to the second driver, and then we'll get the rest of the competitors.
And they're on their way down to you now.
That's handy. Well, I see one. Where's the other one?
Oh, he's still up here with me, but he's carrying on and making his way down, I think. Yes, he's coming down as well.
Well, that's handy because the other driver down here would like his car back.
Well, it's probably better that he uses his car. I mean, I have tried running this track. It took me just under an hour.
Downhill?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so it's always better to take your car with you if you're going to, do a run.
I'm trying to picture you running at the moment.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen, Owen. I've got to be honest. It doesn't happen.
No. Me thinking of running, I need to sit down because I'm in a sweat.
Yes, I'm the same. I see all these people running out on the street, and I think, well, why didn't you just set off earlier?
Or get the car, bicycle, anything,
Keep fit.
Why are you running?
Yeah, exactly. There's a million ways of getting around. So we're just waiting for the double drivers to swap over now, I take it.
Yeah, they're safely ensconced back in the paddock, those two cars. They've done their second runs.
Okay.
Now, we have lost a couple of cars in the Porsche Championship. I know that car 210, who's currently got the third fastest time out of all the Porsche this morning, he obviously had a little bit of... He took up smoking when he shouldn't have.
took up smoking.
Yeah, so he's out. I believe there's another car that's been put on the trailer as well, which I saw out there. I didn't catch the number. It might be a 202, but we'll find out shortly. Right. Car 200. The number plate I couldn't read says WIOTSN, and his name is Paul Watson. So I'm going to go with that. I've confused you now, haven't I?
Oh, no, not overly. Not overly. We've got Paul Watson from Chalford in his Porsche Boxster. We're ready for him. Is he on his way?
Yeah, he's just, he's cruising along. He didn't pick up that ice cream for you, though.
I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, he's into Lakeside, through Triangle, roaring away. Triangle about 25.86. Carrying on up through Keepers, and he's on the Cedar Straight yourself. Got a little bit of delay between the actual online camera and the live, so that might be where I'm a little bit off. Right, 78 to you, sir.
Into Fallow from the Cedar Straight, taking the standard line, and no issues.
Right.
No issues at all. Right, it goes.
I've got Jake Cartwright's just come through here. Whee! I see Paul Watson try to make a mess of that. Jake Cartwright, the Ovade car. He's raising money for an orangutan rehabilitation charity in Sumatra. So he's trying to get money for the equipment. Fairly quick, did a 65.27 first time around. Up to you, sir.
Yeah, it's coming through Fallow into Museum, and the Ovade orangutan goes whizzing past me, looking pretty good, heading for the finishing line with a time of 64.48.
And that's quicker than his first time, so that's an improvement. Next up, I've got Mark Morris. I thought he'd missing. I guess I was just missing. Car 202. Did a 306 and a 64 foot. It's already pootering up towards you there.
Hagley member from Tarpley in Cheshire. Mark Morris in his
64 mile an hour
Porsche box to 64 miles an hour, not so fast.
Got Howard Cressy who's just come through here as well in his Porsche Cayman 718 GTS. He's moving his way up the hill at a pacey rate. So Mark Morris got a 7078. And Howard Cressy, the first time around, did a 63.10. So over to you, sir.
Yep, we're going through Fallow and through Museum and away for Howard Cressy. Finishing time of around 62.66 for Howard.
Half a second faster, so that's an improvement.
That is an
Next
improvement.
I've got Hans Tanzer, car 205, the Porsche Cayman S2500 Turbo. So this thing's got a little more grunt. Did a 61.38 first time round. He's already on Cedar Straight, heading your way. Speed 80 mile an hour.
Yep, 80 dead serious. And then here he comes into Fallow, throwing himself to the inside edge of Museum. Round he goes, and it's just a straight home run. No problems for Hans Tanzer there.
Car 206, Adrian Rowlands, the silver and black car, the Boxster S, 3.2 liter. Already on Cedar Straight. He's looking for more. He was 59.73 the first time around. I didn't get Hans this time. Do we have a time for Hans?
Yeah, I do. It's 61.92 for Hansa, and now a 206. Braking very heavy for Museum. Adrian Rowland from Wrexham, finishing with a nice little, I think he might make it under 60. He does at 59.51.
Yeah, that's 2/10 quicker, so you'll be happy with an improvement on his time.
He will.
And I've got a little bit of a delay here. I've got car 207 on the line, but not moving yet.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's it looks like they're waiting. Marshals, they're just, something wasn't quite right, so they pulled it in. Okay, so he's ready to go. This is car 207. This is Ian Crystal, one of the double-driven cars. Shares the car with Simon Crystal. Ian did a 67.19 the first time round. The Simon, who shares the car, did a 63.9. So there's some more in the car. From Northwood, which could be somewhere near Watford or somewhere in Ellesmere Port, for all we know. Apparently, that's our two reports of location so far, is it?
Well, that's what we've heard so far. I believe it was Ellesmere, Shropshire, not Ellesmere Port.
Oh, Ellesmere and Shropshire?
Yeah.
So now there's 2 Ellesmeres.
Oh, it's a lovely place.
Yeah, where I lived in Toronto, we had Ellesmere Avenue.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Shropshire Lake District, is Ellesmere. Worth a trip.
Ian Crystal has come by me in Triangle, 27:01. Tidy run so far.
Okay.
And he's onto the Cedar Straight.
I'm waiting at the top for him to come into view now. He should be any second.
I hope so in a second. There we go. 74 miles an hour.
Here he is at the top, into fallow, braking quite heavy. Not making a great big thing about going through these bends. Taking it easy. Rather finish the course and get a great time. But off he goes, and he's through and away to the finishing line for a 65, 66, 67.45.
A little bit slower. Beautiful Porsche 911E coming at you there.
Goodness me. We've just come to
hello.
Yeah, we just come to a stop at the top here with
for those who can't see on screen, unfortunately, Martin just locked the rear wheels up and spun around at the top of Cedar. So, no problem. He's carried on, actually, knocking cones off. That'll make the marshals happy. Knock that cone down.
I'm not quite sure where he collected that cone, but he brought it all the way up to the top.
I think that was... Don't know where that's come from. Actually, yes, I think it came from the top of Fallow, and he's deposited at the top of Museum.
That's right. But no damage done.
We have replay.
Oh, he's flat.
I got a replay. Goes around, spins it. Yes, the cone just got stuck underneath him.
Yeah.
So, no problem. He's already completed the course. One of our ever helpful volunteer marshals. Again, we thank the marshals very much for volunteering their time. If you want to become a marshal, that's easy. Go find someone that is a marshal and ask them, and they'll point you in the right direction. The marshal in question on camera has retrieved the cone and is taking his trophy back to the... basically, he may give it to you. I don't know there, Owen.
Well, I hope so. I mean, there is no ice cream in the cone, but...
No, I have to admit, I went to the ice cream van. Guys, folks, don't forget the ice cream van, and it's proper ice cream. He used to use scoops and everything. So I did have an ice cream. I'm sorry.
You had an ice cream?
I had an ice cream.
Good to hear it.
You're going to hold me against... You're going to hold that against me, aren't you?
Well, I'm eating crisps, so, we've all got to get by, haven't we?
I'm still trying to find competitors to go in the top 10 ice cream delivery competition.
We'll work on that for the next meeting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not having any luck for this afternoon, not to mention the clerks of the courses are frowning at me about it. You are not doing that. Right, we've got car 211 on the line. Obviously, we had that red flag, so we're a bit... car 210 is not running the second run. So, obviously, 209, the Porsche 944, Stephen Jory, he was red flagged just as he got to Triangle, so he's been redirected back. So, on the line, we have Garrett W. Evans in the Carrera 911 Carrera 3 liter. Old school. Sounds like older Porsche. 3.3 liter engine in it, though. You never talked to the gentleman with the Alfa. You've got to keep reminding me about that.
The Giletta?
Yeah.
I went to have a look at that.
Yeah, but did you see why it's called a 1300 with a 1600 engine? Right, here we go. Car 211. Garrett W. Evans from Sheffield. He did a 62.26 the first time. So he's 61 miles an hour coming into Triangle. But anyway, he's already on Cedar Straight, up the hill towards you, sir. 76 miles an hour, and I have the Italian wannabe coming through as well. I'll get back to him in a minute.
Yep, we're through Fallow and also Museum with no problem. A little puff of smoke as he goes past the top end of Museum, right. And bang, through he goes.
Okay, we got Mel 62.67. So Mel Spear is with you in the... Italian flag-colored car.
Oh, this is my pizza, isn't it?
Yeah, your pizza's arrived. Pizza delivery in a Porsche.
Made a great job of both corners up here. No problems at all. Nothing to report.
Right. Andy Fagan is coming at you. Car 213 in the Boxster S. He did a 64.87. Mel Spear dropped his time to 60.86, so he knocked a second off his time. Andy Fagan is looking to improve on his 64.87.
Yeah, he was pushing it round then. He was pushing it round the museum, looking good, and in final finishing score on that one was 61.5.
Whoa. Yeah, 60.15, so he knocked 4.5 seconds off his time, so much better. And there you have my 944 of Stephen Jory, car 209. We're a bit out of sequence.
A little bit out of sequence, but nevertheless, a great drive through museum. A little bit of a squeak on the wheels, and off he goes to the finishing line. No problem there for Stephen Jury with a score of 61.71.
Yeah, 10th quicker than his time earlier. Right, you should have Tim Barber, who's kicking up dust and dirt everywhere. Car 915.
Certainly was wrestling it round museum, but a good flurry as he flies past.
55.48, so he's pretty much consistent on his time today, but that is the fastest Porsche I have. Right, we now have David Garnett, double-driven car. We're back into the Midland Hillclimb Championship cars in road going. This is an A2 class, so road going up to 2 liter. This is 715. It's a shared car. David Garnett, the Clio Cup Sport, did a 64.15 first time run this morning, is looking to improve. Up through museum he goes, 79 miles an hour was the top of the straightaway. And followed closely at 63.90 for David Garnett, so that's an improvement. Dave Wilson, car 718 in the little Peugeot 205. 1.9 GTI motor basically in it. Absolutely, they throw this car around here. Little car, 79 miles an hour, up to you.
They do great on this tractor, these little Peugeots. They look tremendous, they look fast, and they look good on museum.
Yeah.
Round he goes, no problems there. Away to the finish. David Wilson coming in with a 59.60.
Yeah, a little bit slower than before. Next up, I have Joy Hoyle, car 738, double-driven Caterham 7 Super Sprint, just over 2-liter engine size-wise. This is a Class B car. Joy did a 59.95 this morning and is right in the mix. They're all 5 competitors, and they're all jammed together by about a second or so. 84 mile an hour to you.
Yeah, looking great. Looking great. Coming through both of the bends with great aplomb. And Joy Hoyle there, racing past museum and finishing with a 59.18.
That's quicker, knocked 8/10 off.
It's looking good.
What is a something aplomb?
It means it's done rather well.
Oh, I thought it was a fruit.
Plum?
Plum?
Oh, you've got so much to learn. So much.
I'm still trying to learn good English.
Like what I speaks.
Yes. It's your accent's throwing me off.
I know, I'm so terribly posh, aren't I?
If you're posh, what's that make me? Anyway.
A little bit of sweeping going on the track at the moment. Just getting that little bit of dust off that corner. It's quite a nasty turn out of Cedars, as we know.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple of spins there today. So Marshall's just keeping it safe.
Giving it a bit of a tidy
spring clean.
Are we technically in summer yet? Or are we still spring?
Yeah, we're in summer. 21st is Midsummer Day. It was coming up next week sometime.
Okay, I don't know, because they do things different in Canada.
Well, the weather never changes in Britain. You can have a winter's day
true.
like this.
Somebody asked me why I moved to England, and I said for the weather, and they said what? And I said, well, it's rubbish, but it's consistent. In Canada, I've gone out in the winter, like snowing in the morning, and come home in a T-shirt, 20 degrees Celsius warmer. In Toronto, it has happened. So.
Wow.
Yeah, it can get quite radical on the weather changes.
Yeah, we're so much more
consistent,
and yes.
Yeah. Right, I have the orangutan car coming past me now.
And I've just got the pizza going from me. On their way down to you now.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Give them a wave as they come by you. They're doing that today.
This is their last time run. They are done for the day, by the way, folks. So they're thanking the marshals. Competitors will always thank marshals. Wave to the crowd. They'll wave to anybody.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to the Porsches. They've done a great job today.
They've put on a good show for us.
Yep,
And we thank them very much for their participation.
Absolutely. Great
So
race.
once we clear the track, we will be getting into the Midland Hillclimb Championship runners, starting off with the Class A1, which is the road-going cars up to 2 liters.
Okay.
So I think we've got, what do we got? We got a 1905, 1998, 1884, 1796, and a 1905 cc-sized engines. So they can run, this class actually does start at 1400. So, I mean, I have a 1600 car, and it just gets swamped in this class, but hey. Right. My marshals have taken their flag in. It is slowly working their way through procedure. They always work off each other's marshalling stations. So, in Class A1, after the first runs this morning, unofficially, Dave Wilson was leading the class with 59.81. He just done a 60.04, so a little bit slower. So that 59.81 is the target for the other competitors. The closest was the other driver of that car, Robert Williams, with a 60.03. So, oh, hang on, they've done something. I actually have the class on the screen for the for our online audience as well.
Oh, excellent.
So, yeah. I'm not used to this. Class record is 57.76. That was set by Sarah Bosworth a few years ago. A very rapid driver. I believe she's doing Formula Fords up in Harewood and stuff is running because they're based from up there at the moment. Right, so now we have car 15 on the line. Ian Richards from Churchdown. I have no idea where that is.
Nor me.
Okay. One of us needs to know. We got to reset these rules here. I thought we worked this out. One of us, if one of us doesn't know, the other one knows.
Well, it's easy to find out. I can do that.
Can you now?
Oh, yeah.
You have the power.
I think so. I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh, all right. In the meantime, Ian Richards is on the course. He is just heading down into Loggerheads with a 1642. He's looking to improve. His first time run was a 63.02. So let's see how he does. Into Triangle he goes, 65 miles an hour on the entry through Lakeside. Up into Keepers. Typical Renault, kind of leans over. The inside rear wheel tries to come off the ground a little bit.
Well, of course, we know that Churchdown is in Gloucester. And here he comes out.
There he comes now.
All the way from Gloucester. He's joined me in Fallow, and he takes the inside edge on Fallow, the outside edge on the Museum. Round he goes, no problems, and away.
Right, I've got Robin Holden on screen, car 16 in the Mazda Roadster, 1884cc. Bit of a beast, this car. It's well prepared, I believe, for this purpose. It was 244 at the 64-foot line. I didn't get a time. Did we get a time for car 15?
Yes, I have. It's 63.74 for Ian Richards.
Yeah, he went a bit slower this time.
And we've got the car 16 with me at the moment, Robin Holden, in his Mazda Roadster, giving it a bit of grunt as he goes past, but time is over 60 seconds with the 63.02.
Yeah, that's slower in his first time this morning of a 61.80.
You'd be disappointed.
I have car 17 of Simon Curtin, the Lotus Exige. However, he has indicated he has a problem and is pulling off.
Okay.
And now that's going to be interesting because he actually failed on the first time run.
Oh.
So that may leave him with no score for the day, no points.
Oh dear.
So not sure what's going on there, but that's not a good sign. But let's hope whatever it is, he can get it sorted for the next event.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right, on the line, I have the Peugeots back again with Robert Wilson behind the wheel, who has currently got a 60.03. The other driver has a 59.81. So Robert's looking for 2/10 to take unofficially the class, well, it'd be the class win. pending times here. So Little Peugeot's got the class win. We just don't know which driver it is yet. So 255 on the 64-foot, 1560 in loggerhead. So he is giving it some. Here he comes, full rev here into triangle, 69 mile an hour down Lakeside. Coming in, up through keepers he goes. Absolutely chucking it at the track, and it is sticking. So he's looking to take the unofficial class win. He's looking to beat 59.81. That is the target. 82 mile an hour to you, sir.
Joining me now into Fallow, taking the inside of Fallow and pushing it hard between Fallow and Museum, breaking at the top of Museum. Round he goes to quick boost of beans as he passes the commentator's box. 59.46 for Romeo.
He has done it. 59.46 unofficially gives him the class win. Car 21, we're moving up to class A2 right now. We've got Ross McDonald, Porsche 911 Carrera. Locked it up big time coming into triangle. Already with you, sir.
He certainly is. Road going series. And through the museum. The track has certainly settled down now. We've got no problems on the track. People really are screening their wheels as they go around these.
I've got John Maycock, car 22, and the Mazda MX-5 already coming through here. This is the turbocharged version, so rapidly quick car. Did a 57.61 this morning. Looking to improve on that. 86 mile an hour to you.
Absolute lockdown there. A whole load of smoke. A lot of smoke.
Smoke and a drift. That's,
we had quite a drift as well. You're quite right. And another little drift as he goes through the top of the museum. Not quite sure what's going on there, but...
I think it's trying to go quicker, which he did. 57.36. He did 3/10 bigger. Simon Tarling in a Porsche 996 GT3 coming at you. 83 miles an hour, looking to improve on a 62.52.
Okay, well, certainly going right way about it. Accelerating between Fallow and Museum, through Museum, and now the final to make sure he can make that time. What's he looking for? He gets himself...
He's looking for a 62.52.
Well, that's just 6090.
6090, excellent. Great. The hooligan is coming at you.
Simon
Hutchinson in the BMW M2 competition, 77 miles an hour. Did a 58.67 before.
Stafford lad pushing that BMW right through the bends. Not always an advantage to have a bigger bodied car, but certainly making light work of it today, Simon Hutchinson in his BMW 5920.
Yeah, a bit slower than this morning. And we have that beautiful Alfa Romeo 4C 1750 Turbo of Rodney Isles coming up at you, car 26. Did a 58.92 this morning. And he's looking for a little bit more. 81 to you, sir.
Yep, into Fallow he goes. And braking hard at the top of Museum. Really had to stand on the pedal then, but away he goes again. Quick recover as he goes round the corner and makes his way to the finishing line for a 5.969.
A little bit slower. Unofficial. Yep, okay, so I'm just doing there. Oh, I've got Martin Rutter in the Jag XK120, and he is going very, very, very slow. Something's happened here. I got Martin's name wrong this morning, kept calling him Michael. I have been duly informed. Martin actually wanted me to thank Ian, who was on holiday and wasn't home when he borrowed the car Friday night. Martin has a Fiat X19. He would normally be in the modified up to 1400 class, but the car has had issues, and he's still waiting to get them rectified. So he's borrowed Ian's car again. He borrowed it for the last event, but something somewhere is not right, and he doesn't want to risk the car, so he is pulled the car off under its own steam, although I'm thinking it might be out of steam. So no run for Martin. Right, next up on... Oh, I stand corrected. I have been informed there was a deer on the track.
Okay.
So Martin will run again, but there was a deer in the track, and obviously for safety reasons that has been there. And I believe it might be that one we saw earlier at lunchtime. We had a deer coming across Lakeside. So I don't know if that's the one that's wandering around up there.
I've not seen any deer today, so...
no, we had one down here. I was sitting on the
Yeah.
benches talking to a friend of mine lunchtime, and there was a deer just literally stood on the track between Triangle and...
You see, this
Loggerhead.
is what our viewers won't know that are watching from around the world. This is, in fact, a deer park.
It is, actually. It's. I don't know how many other deer parks have a race course going up the middle of it.
I shouldn't think there's
No,
very
I think
many.
Wiscombe Hill Climb is on a private estate, but I don't think it's a deer park. Right, here we go. Car 30, James Dockery.
Okay.
Is on the off and go. We're up to the A3 class. This is four-wheel drive cars, basically. James did a 6.045 the first time, so he's looking to improve on that. 2.17 through the 64 foot. It's already into my view down Lakeside. 65 mile an hour on the braking coming into Triangle. Squealing tires. Growly Subaru sound as it should be. Up through Keepers.
I should imagine he's going to be singing by the time he reaches the top.
82 mile an hour to you, sir.
He's with me now as he comes through Fallow, braking very heavy. This really is catching him out today, Fallow. It's almost like it was never there before. Oh, and he's locked it all the way around Museum. An interesting side drift.
All right.
A little bit of NASCAR there. But,
Yeah, Stephen Moore, car 31 in the Mitsubishi Evo 6, 2.3 liter turbo. He had the quick time in this class this morning unofficially of about a 57.11. He's absolutely hauling the mail. 73 mile an hour to you, sir. I didn't get a time on the Subaru.
I'll give you that in just one moment as he goes through Museum and away. The Subaru was 59.12 for James Dockery.
That's an improvement of 1.3 seconds. The Evo 58.17, so slower this time around, so his first time will count. And then we have one of the Yaris is coming up the hill of Alan Mansfield in his GR Yaris 1600T.
It doesn't matter how he drives that car, it looks great. It does look good on the track, and he's gone through both of the corners with no issues whatsoever. The Yaris making his way across the line for a 62.65.
That's a second quicker than his time this morning.
Now,
Right.
Martin Rutter again.
Yes, Martin Rutter in the Jaguar XK20. He's 120. He's going to do a run without the deer interfering with it.
Hands off our deer.
So he's running an A2. Should be in mod probably with a Fiat, but he went over to his mate's Ian's house, who's on holiday, although apparently he's back now, and so he's probably aware that the car is not in the garage.
So he kind of borrowed it without telling.
Yeah, somehow I called Martin and Michael this morning, and he come to me lunchtime, and I did apologize. I think Michael Rutter is the name of a superbike motorcycle racer. But anyway, here goes Martin. He did a 7077 this morning, 69 mile an hour to you, sir.
Sedately making his way into Fallow, looking every inch a 1950 British Roadster. What a great looking car, and round the Museum he goes, not pushing it too hard, a nice little throb as he makes his way past me to the finishing line with a total score of 70.02.
7082, very consistent. Next up, we got Ian Fido, car 33 in the white Toyota Yaris GR with the circuit pack. 83 miles an hour. He did a 62.69 first time round.
Yeah, very nippy across the cedars, but lost a lot of speed coming into Fallow, and maintained a slower approach to Museum and accelerated away to the finish. Ian Fido there making its way to the finish.
I've got car 35, Roy Stanley. Ian Fido was a bit slower this time with a 62.97. I got Roy Stanley in the Evo 5 Mitsubishi RS with the 2.3 liter turbo. This one's got less stickers on it. Roy had done a 58.14 this morning, just a second behind Stephen Moore, who's unofficially leading the class with a 57.11, so he's looking for more.
And he bangs and pops his way through Museum. Roy Stanley there finishing on a 58.43.
Right. Ray Lore moving up to Class B. Road going specialist cars, Caterham's, Westfields, etc. Roy Lore.
Okay.
Very quick car. Did a 58.40 this morning. He's Tim Higgins. I got it wrong.
Yeah,
Tim Higgins.
Tim Higgins first.
Tim Higgins in the orange Westfield. My apologies. 70 miles an hour. Tim did a 59.50 this morning.
And he's through museum. Tim Higgins there, flying his way through museum with a final time of 6:05.9.
So a little bit slower than this morning. About a second slower, actually. Right, now you've got Ray Lore coming up here with the Super Sprint just over 2-liter engine. I don't know how to say 2068. Car 38. He did from Long Grendon and Buckinghamshire. Shire. And he's with you.
He certainly is with me. He's going through museum at the moment. No problems for Ray Law as he makes his way through in his Caterham 7 Super Sprint.
Yeah, a little bit quicker, 58.24. Sean Toms is coming to you. 76 on the line. He did a 60.50 this morning. And I've got Steve Garner in a very angry sounding Westfield coming up the hill at you.
Yeah, I just had Sean Toms go through museum, fallow in museum without any issues. It's not causing too much of a problem. Turning into fallow seems to be causing the issue at the moment.
Right. Steve Garner is with you.
Yeah, braking heavy again to get into fallow. And round he goes, braking in the inside apex of the museum, open it up. Steve Garner, off he goes to the finishing line for a 57.19.
Yeah, that's a bit quicker. Unofficially, that gives him the class lead on that one, the class win. Right, I got Andrew Russell coming at you. We're into class C1. This is modified production cars for under 1,400 cc. We've only got one competitor left in this class. It's been a bit, these cars are a lot more modified than the little Ginetta. He did a 61.37 this morning, 81 mile an hour to you, sir.
Yes, he's really pushing it between the bends, but slowing right down on the museum for a rush to the finish. Andrew Russell there in his beautiful orange-looking Ginetta.
6131, a little bit quicker. We've got Roy Holder on the hill, car 49. Still has nightmares from the last time you and me commentated together. You can't just shake that, whatever it is. 71 mile an hour to you. He's looking to improve on a 63.85.
Through fallow without a problem. And nicely into museum. Little puff of smoke as he goes through, but no issues.
Birthday boy Mark Honey going up the hill, car 50. Unfortunately, his age is slightly older. Happy 57th to Mark Honey today. Ha ha. Anyway, he's 70. So Roy did a 64.29, so a little bit slower this time. Mark is looking to improve. He did a 64 the first time, so. See what the birthday boy does. Yeah,
well, Mark's gone through both fallow and museum with nothing to report. He did very well and got himself a 64.20.
Right. So Michael Harriman is being harried up the hill by himself. 80 mile an hour to you, sir.
Fantastic looking car this is. I love this little Clio. And I was talking to his father earlier and he said he really is racing well this year. He seems to be. I agree.
I got Richard Summers in the DJ Firehawk coming up. He's double driving this car with his wife Lindsay. 100 miles an hour to you already.
Wow, and round he comes. I love this car. It certainly looks great on the track. He's through museum with a little puff of smoke and a quick burst. Yeah, 100 miles an hour across Cedar. I like that.
48.84. He's slower than this morning.
Is he really?
It is, yes. Yeah. Just to check the. Yeah, so that's end of batch. I'm just trying to figure out what I did with this morning's runoff to see the times. What have I done with my sheets?
Are you thinking aloud again, Owen?
Is that what I'm doing?
I think so. Listen, you can answer me one question.
Only one?
Oh, well, I've got plenty, but this one will do for now.
Okay, go on.
On the front of the vehicles, in the middle of the radiator grille, you'll see a black bar sort of sticking out perpendicular. What is that for?
Well, all the cars will have a variation. That is a timing strut. Now, in most, if you follow hill climbing in Europe or around the world, most hill climbing events, they don't use a timing strut. They kind of use like the same system as like what rallying does, where the car just starts and they go off a wheel. But with in the UK, they use what they call a timing strut, and it is a specified size, has to be in black, and that's so the timing markers and everything can, the timing beams can actually pick the cars up, especially with the formula cars or the racing cars, because there's not a lot of car to actually break the beam, if you will.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it is a timing strut, and it's mandated on all vehicles. So every single car you will see that mounted at a certain height and in a certain position. And it's actually in the rule book. This is their second time runs, by the way, folks. So thank them very much for their participation. We appreciate them coming out and entertaining us today.
Indeed, they've
as with
given
the rest
it all.
of the rest of them. So they're done for the day. They'll be hanging around in the paddock. Some of them they'll get loaded up and so on and so forth. Richard's car, on the other hand, will be back with Lindsay behind the wheel. That's that Formula racing car that just went by.
So that's Batch returning to you now, Owen.
Yeah.
Ready for our next
Right.
rubber.
So, I don't think we have any time for silliness at the moment.
There's always time for silliness.
Oh, this is true. I just wanted to check. I wanted to check the depth of the waters at the moment. I don't want to make assumptions.
You've got your professor head on today. You're doing.
All right. Yes. Okay. So here we go. In the, I've got timing up on the screen, so it's going to help me out a little bit.
I think
in
so.
Class A1, we have Robert Wilson, unofficially. Robert Wilson with the class win. Dave Wilson second, with a half a second behind, or actually 4/10 behind. Robin Holden in the Mazda in third. Going to A2 class, we have, oh, this is getting cool. I have car 22, John Maycock in the Mazda MX-5 Turbo, has fastest time in that class, followed by Simon the Hooligan Hutchinson in the BMW M2 competition, with about a second quicker there. In A3, four-wheel drive car, Stephen Moore takes the class lead win unofficially today, followed by Roy Stanley and James Dockery. And in Class B, we have Steve Garner, car 40 in the Westfield with a 57.19. Ray Lohr second with a 58.24. And Joy Hoyle in third with a 59.18. So well done to all of those competitors. Right.
Good. So that's the housekeeping done.
Yeah, a little bit. I've always got more housekeeping. I'm a bit of a slob down here. Right, on the line we have car 52, which is Richard Jones from Stroud in the Porsche 911 3-liter. And the number plate actually says it's SPC 124L. What do you think that spells, sir?
What is
SPC 124L.
Well, I couldn't even hazard a guess at that one.
No, when it's blurry, it spells special.
An L reg would make it 1974.
Yeah, it actually, the letters, it spells special.
Okay, all right.
That's what I was trying to get at.
I know, right? Oh, there's always a twist with you. Always a twist.
Well, I tried turning and I was falling off the bed. So
there's you don't have a lot of room in there either, do you, to do too much?
This is the smaller hut of the two, I will give you that. Right, Richard Jones on the hill, lovely, as we've established, a 1974 Porsche 911. 3-liter engine, 76 to you, sir. He's looking to improve on a 60.20.
Okay, well, let's see how he does that. He's coming through fallow now, making his way between the two into museum on the inside edge, and now to the push to the finish. Richard Jones there, and he gets himself a 60.47.
So 0.2 slower, but very consistent. Next up, we've got the other end of the spectrum. I've got Peter Turnbull, car 55, in a Porsche 911 GT3 Cup 3.6 liters. So we've got modern technology going here. And this one looks like something it just came straight off the British Formula One support race grid. Anyway, he did a 56.94 this morning. He's already on Cedar Straight, and he is on his way to you with a speed of 82, sir.
82 miles an hour into Fallow, breaking down to about 30 as he takes Fallow, accelerating between Fallow and Museum as they do. Inside edge on Museum, round he goes away cleanly, not clipping any edges, making his way to the finishing line with a score of 57.9.
Right, Carl Stevens in the Mark 1 Golf with the essentially what is a 2-liter turbocharged engine, putting out 370 horsepower. That's more engine than car. 85 to you, absolutely chucking it around.
And he's come to a stop at the top.
And yeah, not sure what happened there. It just.
I think it's mechanical. It's nothing to do with the track. I don't.
It just stopped on him.
He's made it round Museum. But,
whoa! We got a car that's not acknowledging red flags. So we've got a Porsche on the track that's ignoring the red flag. So hopefully he's clear. Anyway, he's acknowledged it now.
Okay.
He slowed right down on the straight. So sorry I said that out loud, but you saw red flags on the screen and a car going, and that's a no-no. I'm pretty sure the clerk will have a word with him. Anyway, that was Paul Howes, who has got red flag due to Carl's car, something happening to it.
Yeah, I don't know quite what happened to Carl. He was doing fine on the Cedar Straight.
85 up over the speed, and then it just stopped.
Yeah,
so I don't know if you had a technical problem or...
well, it was hard to tell, but he managed to get enough beans to get it around the course and finish. But I think it was probably technical.
So while we've got a split second there, I'd just like to thank the members of the Hagley and District Light Car Club,
as always,
who actually organize these events at Loton Park, Hillclimb, in currently sunny Shropshire. So very hard-working club. They look after this course. They are the.
And it's important to say that we are here most months throughout the spring and summer season, taking a rest through winter, obviously. Last meeting's in September.
Yeah.
But always keep your eye to the Shropshire Press. Listen to your local radio stations.
I've got upcoming events I've been graciously stuck on. So this is the Midland Hillclimb Championship, the second visit to Loton Park. Then in July 10th and 11th, we have a 2-day interclub meeting, so that there's 2 separate events on each day. So there's Saturday's one full event, Sunday's the other full event.
And we'll get the motorcycles in July.
I believe we might.
Yeah, I
believe we might. I don't have an official on that.
I heard a whisper.
Okay, August 7th and 8th, another weekend of excellent competition with more clubs doing one-day events and things. Followed by the August 28th, 29th weekend, again, individual. And then we finish up our season here at Loton Park with the final round of the British Hillclimb Championship on September 25th and 26th. And that, based on what's going on in the British Championship right now, that is going to be an exciting meet.
I shall look forward to that one for sure. I really will.
Do you think they'll let us work it, or they'll go like, no, we've had enough of you guys. They'll get some real commentators in here.
Yeah, we'll watch it at home on the live stream.
Yeah, we'll go on the live stream.
Now then, you were talking about joining the marshalling team. I've got to point out that in the programme on page 22, there is an absolute mine of information about what you would need to do if you want to come and join the team.
Excellent. So and the photograph is by somebody whose fault we are sitting in these booths.
Yes, he's been up to see me this afternoon, Mr. Robinson. He's not with me now.
No, he's staying away from me. He knows better.
Well, obviously.
I was just going to say, we've just had a message on the screen complimenting the coverage.
Good.
Yes, so thank you very much for the compliments. All feedback is appreciated. We are all learning this year. It's the first time as all the commentators at Loton are actually doing commentary at Loton Park. So thank you for joining us on the live stream, but we will be here when there's no live stream. We'll be just talking to spectators as they're here. So please try to come out. I have Richard Price, who's just in the middle of laying down some rubber.
Okay.
Car 60. He did a 51.90 first time around. Very quick Caterham 7 with a 1585cc engine. 93 mile an hour to you, sir.
Yes, it is a nippy little Caterham, this one. It's a nice looking car through Fallow. On into Museum, braking quite heavy for Museum, but picking up again very quickly, and off he goes. It's almost like he's done that 1,000 times. Very well done indeed.
52.73, about a second slower this time. Andrew Griffiths in the Caterham Hayabusa 1600 cc. Car 61 is flying. He's already on Cedar. He was quickest in this class the first time. 101 mile an hour to you, sir.
Yes, 101, nippy indeed, and not losing too much of that momentum as he takes the two corners, Fallow and Museum. And away he goes racing up to the end. He's going to look like a very good finishing time.
Right.
It is.
Yeah, a little bit quicker, 10th quicker. We got Ash Mason on the track, who's just slightly behind, wants the class lead, wants the class win, and is 95 miles an hour to you. He needs to beat 50-35 to take the class win, and he's very close on the first run.
Well, he's going to have to give it some beans now as he goes past me at the Museum turn, and through the finishing line there he goes with a time.
He does it. 5:020. That doesn't. Oh, no, I stand corrected. That only gives him second place.
Aha.
Richard Price did a 51.90 the first time round. Right, on the track I have 66. I'll get it right this time. Robin Nicholson in the Malik Mark 20. 1700 cc classic sports. What do they call these things? Sports
Cars?
racer thing. It's the Malik's always been it's sports car. Oh, I'm going to get in trouble now.
I can't help you because I don't know where you're going with that one.
Anyway, Malik's have been very popular race cars over the years. 56.30 for Robin. Let's get my composure. Your favorite little sports racer, 67, Reese Jones, the Van Diemen Multisport, 1988 cc.
I do like this car.
He did a 57.54 this morning, 83 miles an hour to you.
Braking hard into Fallow, taking the outside edge as he goes through Fallow, and stay in the middle of Museum. And away he goes. Beautiful looking car. No problems. Number 67, Reese Jones, with a finishing time of 58.09.
Yeah, a little bit slower. Half a second slower. Right, Derek Kessel in the Maguire Mini Cooper S is honking his way up the hill to you.
It's our only Mini today, isn't it?
It is the only Mini, and kind of a Maguire Mini is sort of a Mini in spirit. 82 mile an hour.
Wow.
Oof.
Yeah. Perfect for the track.
Yeah.
And through he goes, Derek Kessel.
Yeah. Paul Howells is on a rerun. He sort of kind of hit one of the flip-floppy things, but it stayed up. So 58.50 for Derek. So no improvement there. And you've got 84 mile an hour Paul Howells, who had a 54.8 this morning. And that was the fastest in the class unofficially.
Okay, well, he's just passed me, and he's looking rather like a 55.58 finish.
Yeah, a little bit slower.
A little bit slower. Number 69.
I've got Martin Watts, who's having a riot of a time in the Silva Riot, 998cc, with an R1 motorcycle-powered engine, I'm guessing, based on the fact that the number plate says R1 Riot. He did a 55.79 this morning, 79 miles an hour to you.
Well, I can't see any placards. I don't see any rioting.
It's on. All right, no protest.
No
yes.
protest.
All right.
He makes his way with the Silver Riot, and all safely through. Great finish.
I think I'm getting slower in my age here. 56.86, so a little bit slower. We have Graham Lokes, car 72 in the Lola T492, 3.2 liter, 86 miles an hour. Did a 56.35 first time around.
Braking for Museum, round he goes, and away to the finish for Graham Lokes, looking good on the track, looking tidy, and through he goes with a time of 56.28.
Right. Now we're getting into the racing cars. I've got Richard Walker, car 75. We're in racing cars between 600cc and 1100cc in his OMS CF04 998cc engine car. Richard did a 51.83 this morning. 94 mile an hour to you. And here he comes, yeah.
Well, the track's responding beautifully now. There's no problems with the track, and around he goes, shaving a little bit of time off as he flew through Museum.
51.34, a little bit quicker than this morning. We have Gavin Mclaren up, who had an oopsie this morning on the OMS 2000M 1070cc engine car 76, coming through Triangle. Didn't get a time on the first time because of, I think it just kind of missed the breaking point, if my memory serves, but he's on his way to you. So what do we got speed-wise? 88 mile an hour.
Yep, he joins me now as he comes through Fallow. Not really braking at all. He's just slowing the vehicle. Number 76, Gavin Mclaren there. 55.11.
That's a good time. I've got Mark Schlanker, car 77 in the Force HC 998cc. Mark did a 51.54 hailing from Stourbridge. 100 mile an hour to you, sir.
Into Fallow he goes. Yeah. Looking good. A little bit of acceleration between the two just to get that speed back. And picking up speed all the way to the finishing line for Mark Shankler there. 51.70 was his final time.
10th and a half slower than this morning. Nigel Pitt, car 78, the OMS 3000M, 1 liter. Comes in through Triangle, 80 mile an hour entering through Lakeside, entering Triangle. Through Keepers, out the other side. 29.35. He's looking to improve on a 52.35. 91 to you.
Out of the seat as he comes, into my view, into Fallow, and still pushing hard. He's not feathering the brakes very much as he makes his final rush to the finishing line. Brings in a 52.92.
Right, Clive Austin, Clifton-on-Tame in the Empire Wraith. Very experienced driver Clive is literally chucking this thing. This thing is not staying square to the ground. It's wiggling around him, just trying to get as much as he can. 108 mile an hour. He's looking to beat a 48.2.
Yeah, breaking it quite heavy into Fallow because of the 108 on the Cedars, but through he goes, raising his wheel for me as he goes past on the Museum. Kind of little.
48.61, 4/10 slower than this morning's run. Track seems to be just a little bit slower.
Yeah.
I've got Rob Clark in the Empire Evo 00 998cc. Got some aerodynamics on this one. Rear aero. He's got some directional stuff happening there. Did a 51.32 this morning. He's on Cedar Straight. He is making his way up the hill with a speed of 94.
And he's braking right down for Fallow, but making that speed back up between Fallow and Museum. Round the Museum he goes, and a roar as he goes past the box on his way to the finishing line.
Right, 51.49, a 10 slower. I've got Lindsay Summers just coming by me, trying to show up her husband Richard. Richard has the T-shirt of the day on. I did read it. I actually understood it because it was a Canadian theme on it. Lindsay, 99 mile an hour to you. She's looking to improve on a 49.96.
Well, I know Lindsay knows the track well and took Museum and Fallow like somebody who does know the track well. She's driving well today with a 50.93 as a finish.
Lost a little bit, lost a second there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, I've got Graham Williams, car 81 in the high-tech CG 2008 998cc engine car, and on camera it's. Well, is he still coming? Looked a bit slow on the camera. Sorry about that. Anyway, 65 mile an hour entering through Lakeside into the Triangle, up through Keepers. Graham, I've got him down as a fail from this morning, so I'm not 100% sure if they gave him a time or not. There was an issue. 76 to you, sir.
I think he's still having issues. He came off.
He's not up to full speed, is he?
No, there's.
But I believe he's getting a time in for points.
Okay.
So, I don't think he scored anything, so he needs to get a time on the board just to get some points.
Well, that's good enough then. He's gone through. He's made
62.30.
Yeah.
And so he's registered a time, but I think he's wounded there a little bit. I've got Jamie Chalmers, car 787, the Van Diemen. We're in the Formula Fords again. And, yeah, quite the battle going on here. And I'll fill you in on something I found out lunchtime in a bit. But Jamie did a 69.45 this morning. And he's looking to improve. So this is Formula Ford racing cars up to 1600cc before 1994. 78 miles an hour to you, sir.
Yeah, Jamie's coming through fallow, taking the traditional line all the way through, braking to the top of Museum and throttling away as he comes onto the straight, making his way for a 68.84.
Yeah, a 0.6 improvement over this morning. So that's an improvement. Yeah, be happy with that. Richard Weaver. These are double-driven cars, so that we'll see it again. 789 in the Van Diemen.
Came into fallows at 82 miles an hour, and we had a bit of a squeal. I thought we were going to have some drama, but there was no drama. He's through, and he's safely home.
Yeah, I've got Steve Morgan, car 786, the Blue Banana. I don't know why I've called it that.
I don't know. I've never seen a blue banana in my life.
I don't know. If you suffocate a banana, it turns blue, doesn't it?
I've never tried suffocating one.
Steve Morgan is getting to you. There he is now.
Oh, yes. It's highly banana-y.
Yeah, just enough. No idea.
There he goes. Looks great. It looks absolutely marvellous as he went through Museum. What a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Love the Van Diemen. You've got to.
59.34, so an improvement there. Trish Davis, shared car, the Reynard TKD YV8 2-liter. This is a V8 2-liter engine based on a motorcycle, custom built by the owner of the car. And
we've got a good run from Trisha Davis.
Yeah, she did 51.84. It's a bit slower than this morning. Bernard Kebble's on the hill. Top 12 qualifier first time round, 8.14. And he is motoring up there, looking to improve. 99 mile an hour to you, sir.
99 miles an hour indeed, through fallow very tidily into Museum, and round he goes off to the finishing line. Bernard Kevel there with a score of 5.02.
Yeah, that's 6/10 slower this morning. I've got Anthony Hunt, another top 10 qualifier in car 815 in the what I'm calling the billboard today. Gould DJ 55 shares this with Terry Graves. Already up through, it was 83 mile an hour coming through Lakeside in the triangle. 101 to you, sir.
101 it is, and out of 101 into fallow. And he's fighting this round. Like last time, he really wants to score something. Incredible, flash past. And a 48.25 for Anthony Hunt there.
Yeah, that's 2/10 off. Whoops.
101 miles an hour across Cedars.
Yeah, that's 2/10 off his qualifying time for this morning. Somehow I've lost my runoff times from this morning here.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to compare with, so I don't know. Oh, I found them. So, yeah, Andy Hunt was, his best time of the day was a 48.02 so far, and he's done
48.25.
48.25, right. Are we at end of batch yet? Not yet. It's all gone quiet. I think we've got... I think we're supposed to have Andy Coley, I think, is due up, but I'm not sure. Car's been a bit funny this weekend. They're having trouble. They died on him yesterday on the line, and they just didn't want to start. It sounded like I had no flow. They got it fired eventually, but it was just really bizarre. Okay, right. So I'm just going to go back here and just have a little quick revision on who's done what, when, where, and how. In C1 for road going modified, we have, somebody's been listening. Andrew Russell was the only competitor to actually make it through the weekend. The other two competitors did have technical issues, so he takes the class win with a 61.31. In C2, modified cars up to 2 liter, Michael Harriman with a 59.86, followed by Roy Holder with a 63.85, and Mark Honey, our birthday boy, with a 64.20.
Okay. Birthday boy indeed.
Yeah,
eh?
and for the over 2-liter modified production cars, Paul Howells takes the class. It's 54.84, followed by Peter Turnbull, 56.94 in the Porsche. Carl Stevens, third with a 58.33 in the Golf. So, yeah, that's there. And
we're just waiting to release the batch down to you.
No, we've got a car on the line.
Got a car on the line.
Yeah, it is what I thought it was. We do have Andy Coley in the Gould GR55 with the V6 2.5 liter temperamental thing. Not temperamental, it's just these are very highly strung engines with these. I believe this engine's been rebuilt, so it's going to be all new, and you have to be very, very careful with them. Even if you run them, if you start them wrong or you run them wrong or anything like that, and they don't like it. They are essentially miniature hand grenades, if you will. Or large hand grenades, I guess, because they are bigger than hand grenades.
They're actually bigger than hand grenades.
Yeah. So Andy's got off the line. I don't have a time for him this morning, so hang on.
No, I don't think I do either.
No, and it's suddenly going very slow coming down Lakeside. So I believe whatever the troubles are having, they're not going away. Nope. Ooh. It's sounding a bit, well, one of the cylinders is not happy. Sounds a little bit off, so I don't think they want to risk pushing that thing because they're not cheap. So he has abandoned that run, sir.
He's left the track at Triangle.
He has left the track at Triangle, probably to hopefully find out what the problem with that is.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound very nice. Right now we have the batch returning to Paddock.
Yeah, here they come now.
Right, where was I up to? Just reviewing quickly here, which will wind up my timekeeper. So in Group D, which was the modified specialist production cars, I have... Oh, okay, I had my times wrong. Ash Mason did get the class win. Andrew Griffiths, they get this for times. 5.020 for Ash Mason. Andrew Griffiths second with a 5.0.35. Richard Price could just harbor up a 5.190. So Ash Mason takes that class. And in the Sports Libra class, which is Class F, we have Robin Nicholson in the Malik MK20. And I apologize to Robin for me making a right mess of the commentary on his runs today. 55.70. Martin Watts, very close second place. Sylvia Riot with a 55.79. So 9 100s in it. And Reese Jones third in your favorite Van Diemen Multisport with a 57.54.
Good run from Reese.
Yep.
Good run
and
from Reese.
in the Class G for Sport Libre cars over 2 liter, Graham Lokes, lone survivor in the class with the Lola T492, 56.28. Very consistent times. He did a 56.35 and a 56.28. So well done, Graham. Going to Class I, racing cars between 600 and 1100 cc's. Well, Richard Summers has taken the class win in the DJ Firehawk at a 48.06. Clive Austin second with a 48.24. Lindsey Summers gets third with a 49.96. From there, and we're up to date now because we are in the middle of the Formula Ford racing cars. That's our next class that we've got to finish up, that we just had the second drivers running, so they'll go back in, and we'll get the young drivers. Now, in this class, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out that Tom Weaver in the class did a 56.28 this morning. Now, I am unofficial at the moment, but that, I believe, has broken the class record by a chunk in hill climb terms. I'm just going to double check what the class record was. I've got 56.98 seconds. 56.98 seconds was set in 2017. Tom Weaver decimated that record in hill climb terms with a 56.28. That's 7/10 faster. So if you're watching online, we've just got the times up on there, and I believe unofficially that Tom Weaver, that is a new class record by 7/10.
It's a record that stood for some time.
It has. It stood for 5 years and more. Currently, Tom Morgan's in second with a 58.84. So we've got the rest of those Formula Ford cars. The rest of the class is up next.
Okay.
So Tom is sharing with Richard. Tom the son is sharing with Richard. Tom Morgan is sharing with his dad, Steve Morgan. Alex Coles is sharing with Jamie Chalmers. So we've got, there's quite the family situation going on down here. Again, guys, spectators, please, acknowledge the competitors for giving us a bit of a show. I have a feeling we might have a couple of top runoff competitors in that bunch, so we'll wait and see. So, so interesting. We're going to keep a close eye on this Formula Ford battle next and see if Tom can actually duplicate it, or was it a fluke? So we'll wait and see.
Well, I'm watching the weather at the moment over on the far east of the course and the west, I think.
Yeah.
And it's looking rather rainy.
Well, let's hope it blows around. We've got a hello from B and Tom Ridinger from Munster in France.
Oh, hello there.
Thank you guys for joining in today. We're glad you're here.
We certainly are.
I've got John Dunn watching us from Jersey, enjoying the motorsports this afternoon. So thank you, John, for joining us. We appreciate your custom.
We certainly do. It's great to hear that the people out there are enjoying and watching the racing just as much as we are. This is the joys of the new technology. We can reach anywhere in the world.
Yes, absolutely. We need to thank Richard, who's behind the scenes and actually doing all of this live streaming. He's put a lot of time and effort into this thing, and we appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you very much from the sport for getting British hill climbing, out there.
Absolutely.
Right, car 84, Carol Nichols.
Okay, here we go.
Character in her own right in the Nike Mark IV 1600cc, historic spec. Formula Ford. We are in the Formula Ford class, and you can run anything pre-1994. She did tell me the story of this early in the season. I'm going to apologize. I can't remember it all. But Carol's quite the character, and she'll happily talk to you anytime and anything. An absolute racing enthusiast. Right, she's through Triangle, heading up towards Keepers. And Carol did a 67.34 this morning, so she's looking to improve that time. Followed by Les, I'm the Ninja Buck, and I'll explain that one in a bit.
Yeah, Carol's with me now, coming through Fallow and taking it to Museum in that recumbent position that she holds, as we know.
Yes.
And away she goes to the finishing line, which gives her a finishing time of 68.29.
Right. Les Buck is also coming up the hill in the Pringgit Mistral Formula Ford.
He's with me already.
And yes, he very quiet gentleman, very subdued. He doesn't look like it, but he's actually the third quickest out of all the Formula Fords at the moment. I've got Tom Morgan, young lad. He's double driving what I called the blue banana earlier, and he absolutely giving it welly. So Les did a 6.014. Sorry, Owen. I just got myself a little jammed up here.
That's okay.
You've got Tom with you. Go ahead.
I certainly have. The blue banana. He's slamming on the brakes at the top of Museum and recovering rather nicely as he makes his final dash. Yeah, he did struggle a little bit on Museum just for a second.
He did go quicker, though. He's 0.3 quicker than this morning on a 58.51.
Well, he'll be happy with that.
Alex Coles, another young lad. We've got the young guns coming out here in the Van Diemen RF86, car 87. Alex, I think he did the fail, but he had like a 59, but I think he went wheels off. Ooh, locked him up. Go on.
He did lock it up. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. No problems through Museum. But, a little bit of a lock there down on Fallow. For a moment, Alex looked like...
Whoa! 56.66. So that's another one in the 56s. We have the possibly not human Tom Weaver, is a comment made to me, who's already. So Alex Coles looks like he's gone under the class record today as well by 0.3, but can Tom Weaver improve on that time he did this morning? And if he does, there'll be people's jaws on the ground, to be honest, based on the reaction I talked to at Pat at lunchtime. Absolutely flying in this thing, 88 miles an hour.
Cut a little bit of the corner there on the fallow, coming up to Museum, braking hard into Museum, and out again and away to the finishing line. Tom Weaver there, finishing with a final tally of
57.21, so he went slower that time. Gary Hill in the OMS 2000M 1440cc. We're back to wings and slicks here. Car 92. It's already at you at 98 miles an hour.
Goodness me, I love this OMS. And that's fantastic. Straight through from Fallow, Museum, no problem. Off he goes. And that final burst of energy just to grab those few seconds as he goes past.
50.06, so 2/10 slower than this morning. I've got John Stockley in the Force SF 1585cc engine, car 93. Did a 48.00 this morning. These are racing cars, 1100 to 1600 cc's. And 97 to you, sir.
Oh, a little flurry on the back. Looked rather like he might have lost the back for a minute, but no, he's regained his control. And the Force goes flying through.
Right, 48.30 across the line.
The Force is always with him.
I've got Darren Gumley, car 96 in a Force TA 1600. Didn't get a time on him this morning.
He didn't run, did he?
Yeah, that might be why I didn't have a time on him.
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, 134 to you, sir.
He came flying out of Cedars End, straight into Fallow, hardly braking at all, and through Museum, looking every inch of professional racing drive that he is, and away he goes to the finishing line. Superb run.
46.23. That's fastest of the day so far.
No wonder it's
So he missed this morning and didn't qualify for the runoff. Anyway, I've got car 100, this beautiful Pillbeam MP88 of Michael Tregoning, 1998cc engine. Michael did 53.31 this morning. Oh, hang on, looks like we had a rear wing failure.
We've got something going on.
Yeah, something's rear wing failed on it, though he doesn't know it.
No, he doesn't know it.
He's still going, but yeah, I don't know if a part's fallen off, but he's still got a run of 53.63. And to be honest with you, he's not far off his time from this morning.
It makes you wonder the effectiveness.
Right. We've got another car that started, so they've red flagged it because obviously there may be debris on the track. So Terry Davis and the that 2-liter custom V8 powered, which is his engine, he's built and designed it, is being redirected off, and you'll line up again for a rerun. So, yeah, that was impressive. He done a 53.31 this morning and a 53.63 with a rear wing failure.
Yeah,
up the straightaway.
I was going to raise the point. It makes you wonder: is that rear spoiler worth it? He lost so little in time.
I'm thinking when he got to the corner, he'd know it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, high speed going in the corner, he'd lose all the rear downforce, so it would have got a bit squirrely, I would have thought.
Well, he came through here rather well, considering the adversary that he was facing.
Yeah, I think he was too busy to notice that part of his car had fallen off.
Yeah,
it looks like the end wing plate, in fairness, has come off, and then obviously the wings just dropped because they are bolted together. So wherever that end plate is, which I think is what's currently going on, the marshals are going to check the track and make sure there's no screws, debris, or anything else on there, especially up the straightaway because, you know, we're hitting speeds well over 100 miles an hour now with some of the competitors.
Well, we've just had 135.
134, yeah.
Incredible.
So, because that's faster than the fastest runoff time this morning. We've got a replay here. I'm just going online here. Through keepers. Comes out of keepers. It's okay. The wing's still there. Half lower part of cedar. Wing's still there. Right there. It just dropped on the right-hander into the left up cedars. So about halfway up the track it went. And it just broke free. It's like the end plate collapsed or came off. So
yeah.
You know.
There'll be something on the track.
Yeah, but the marshals, as ever, have been out there and they've done the deed.
Amazing.
They've done the deed. They are an amazing bunch. I started off marshalling, and I'm just too busy to go back to it at the moment. Although volunteering to do this instead.
Well, we stay dry.
Speak for yourself. I got a door open and people's buckets of water around here, so I could end up wearing it. Right, we have on the line car 102. 102. There's the car. The timing screen's got to readjust because Terry Davis has got to go around and go again. So we are in raced cars up to 2 liter, normally aspirated. So this is 1600 to 2 liter, normally aspirated racing cars. We do have we do have the same thing, but with superchargers and things on it. But this is normally aspirated, so it just revs its silliness off. And this is Tim Elmer from Stratford-on-Avon in the Dallara F399. 207 on the 64 foot. 49.79 was his time this morning. So needs a little bit more to get Jonathan Varley, who's also in this group, but let's see what he can do. 85 mile an hour through Lakeside, coming into Triangle in under 20 seconds. I have a feeling this might have some effort in on this run. Already on the Cedars. Up the straight we go. Speed of 89 miles an hour.
And he's in my eye line now as he approaches Fallow, through Fallow. Little bit of a jiggle and into Museum, round Museum and the inside edge and away to go, pushing it for the final. Tim Elmer there with a 49.59.
49.59. That is 2/10 quicker than this morning, so that is improvement. I've now got car 101, Terry Davis. This would be a rerun because he was red flag, not of his doing on the previous run. And as the rules say, if it's not your fault, why should you be penalized? So you get another run.
And I would agree with that.
So I'm not sure about his 64-foot time. It says .60. That's a heck of a launch. Anyway, Terry in this unique engine-powered Reynard did a 51.55 this morning. So he's looking to move up and improve in this. 98 miles an hour to you, sir.
Braking heavy in as he comes into Fallow, taking Fallow rather well into Museum, no problem. Little break on the top of Museum, round he goes to my right and flying it away. Didn't give it that big push there that I expected. He just
no. Right, hold yourself down. Jonathan Varley is on his way up. 54.60 for Terry, so he's off the pace there. Jonathan Varley in the GW Raptor. Fastest top-end speed we've seen at the top of the straight here today. Can he keep doing it? Did a 47.59 this morning. Oh, he's been red flag. He was stopped. Only 126 mile an hour, but I have a feeling he saw the red flag and backed out of it before. But I'm not sure why.
No, I can't. They're taking the car off the track.
Did Terry got through the finish, unless there's a problem on the runoff road. Is there any deer floating around out there somewhere?
Not that I can see. No, it all looks pretty clear.
Terry Davis is stopped on the return road. So past the finish line on the return road, it looks like Terry didn't quite make. I can see it now. If you look out, just past the finish line, you'll see Terry parked just up past the timing.
Oh, yes, there he is behind
So
me.
something's happened there, so they need to go get him, and it's not a safe position because you're going across that line at full chat.
Yeah, well, the marshals are on it. They've gone up to move that car.
That's
Terry Davis.
They are doing the deed.
And Jonathan Varley, unfortunately, was going great on the Cedar Straights at 126, but unfortunately couldn't complete the run.
I still think, because he's been doing 135 the last 2 times today, I think he backed out of it before. I think he saw the marshals. They got the red flag out quickly, and he backed off before we got maximum velocity on the straightaway there. So because he actually stopped quite quickly. So
well, he's Jonathan Varley's freewheeling his way down to you again. Probably reline up.
Yes, sir. I can just see him on the cameras now.
And I presume Terry Davis's score will still count because he was over.
Yeah, he did the complete run. It's just a technical thing outside, but you could get around it, but for safety reasons, we don't take any chances. There's no reason to take any chances.
We got all the time in the world.
We have all the time in the world.
the time in world.
If you start singing,
I will not.
if you start singing, I am sending everybody up there to throw things at you.
You know, I sing like an angel. Did you know that? I sing like an angel.
Yes.
Yeah, dead.
I'm waiting for the rest of it.
Well, there is no rest of it. I'm just telling you a fact.
We have another comment. Peter Wilkins is watching with Linda from Central France.
Wow.
Refreshing to have commentators enjoying a bit of banter. No, we're not enjoying ourselves.
Oh, we hate each other.
Yeah, we can't stand each other. We're horrible. This is 6 hours of suffering, this is.
He pulls my hair. When the microphone's on, he pulls me hair.
Yeah, and I don't have any hair, so that solves that problem. Right, Tony Adams is thrown up. Perfect. It is perfect conditions today at the HillClimb Shropshire. Thanks, Darren. Darren Gumley, and there's a photograph been posted of Darren Gumley with the Force heading to the line. In car number 696, he's actually posted that up on the oh, come on, Owen.
Website?
The live stream. The live stream on the video. Live stream.
Darren. He's photographed Darren Gumley, you say?
No, Tony Adams has. Oh, Twitter, apparently. That was on Twitter.
Oh, excellent. Well, we've had Barbados, we've had France, we've had Jersey. Come on, keep them coming in, I say.
Yeah, there's got to be more than 5 people out there watching.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure. I know 2 that have been having a look at Shrewsbury.
Oh, have they now?
But that's very local.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking to the ones that go on and look at it and going, oh, no, those 2 again, and turn it off.
No, you have to watch for at least an hour before you get a mention.
You've got to suffer for at least an hour before just going, oh, the heck with this.
Birthdays and anniversaries as well. We do them all, don't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, just wait till later.
Wait till
later. We're not done. Anyway, I do appreciate, just speaking to our online contingent, thank you very much for joining us if you are joining us live. I know sometimes, commentary, this is different to what a lot of people are used to. But this is what we enjoy doing, and we just having a bit of fun. And we do get a lot of feedback, and we take that on board. And we just want to make the a bit more entertaining. So we appreciate you joining. If we are irritating, just turn the volume off and still watch the race. But please stick with us. I am trying to behave better than last time.
You're behaving impeccably today, Mr. Canada.
Yeah. Anyway, Calvin Broad is on the line, car 106.
Okay.
In the Force TA with the 1300 supercharged. So I think we're just waiting for. I'm watching the start line so I can actually see it. There he goes. 1.96 off the line into the first left-hander, which has a proper name, and I can't seem to get it right this morning.
It's called the Hall.
Oh, it is Hall.
Hall Corner.
Hall Corner. Thank you. We'll get it right eventually. Right, anyway, here he comes. 91 miles an hour through Lakeside into Triangle. Booming thing this is. Supercharged motorcycle engine, 1300 cc's. Absolutely stonking little car. 48.09 he did the first time. I think he's looking for more. 118 miles an hour to you, sir.
Yes, into Fallow he comes in his little forcing his way through into Museum. And off he goes, pushing it. Sounds great.
47.60, so that's quicker than this morning by 5/10. Now we've got Simon Moyes, the winner of the first runoff today. On the hill in his Gould GR59 with the 1300cc supercharged motorcycle engine thingy. With very quick car, very quick driver, car 107.
A 47.44 was his first
Yeah, and in the runoff he did a 47.16.
Wow.
But we've got a 46 on the boards now, so I think he might be looking for that. 114 to you, sir.
Okay, breaking down, losing quite a lot of speed into Fallow. We're picking it up again between Fallow and Museum, through Museum on the inside edge, and away he goes to the finishing line, number 107, Simon Moyes.
Bit squirrely, 47.26, so that should be good enough for the top 10. I've got Ian Tucker, car 109, and we're in the racing car. No, we're not. Where are we? Yeah, 1600 to 2 liter. Normally aspirated with integrated gear. But anyway, 93 miles an hour to you, did a 52.94. Hails from Cornwall.
There he goes.
There he goes.
I was watching in silence then.
I was going to say, I'm like, are you there? It's like, do I start talking again?
No. I really am here. I was just appreciating that car. It's a beautiful thing.
You do like that thing.
Yeah,
it's like makes you just stop. Is that what? I just got to get one of those pictures and hang it in front of your face every time I want you to stop talking.
I forgot.
Right. We got Jonathan Varley with the GWR Predator on the track for the umpteenth time, trying to get a good run. So we're looking for 135 plus on the straightaway. Very quick car.
Come on, Jonathan.
Not the quickest. So let's see. I just wanted to see if he could beat 135, to be honest. Here we go. Up the hill. 115, so really down on the...
You really had to bring that down to...
I wonder if it's a different approach for the afternoon.
Bigger wheels on the back than the front, that one.
Sorry, what?
Bigger wheels on the back than the
They
front.
all do. All the racing cars have larger tires on the back than the front.
Thank you very much.
Sorry about that. Paul Crute in the Jaguar. This is a mixed match. It's an OMS 28 front, and Jaguar V6 engine in the back, and painted in Jaguar Formula One racing colors. Paul, we're into the racing cars over 2 liter class. This is a Paul from Saltash. He did a 52.23 this morning.
And he's just leaving me as he goes through museum. We've got another 100 yards to go for the finishing line, and he finishes with a time of 5:191.
So that's quicker than this morning's time.
Yeah.
Simon Andrews, car 114, OMS 28 to 2.8 liter. Did a 48.06 this morning, so he's looking to improve 105 miles an hour to yourself, sir.
Yeah, certainly arrived at Fallow with a great flurry. And through he goes museum, no problems, away to the front, and off to the finishing line for Simon Andrews, a time of 48.49.
Yeah, a little bit slower than this morning's time. Right, I've got Terry Graves in the billboard. Gould DJ55XD shares the car with Anthony Hunt. Did a 48.14 this morning.
Car to watch. Anything in the 40s is
led the runoff for about 7 or 8 places. Terry did in the first runoff.
Yes, he did. He
finished.
Just got picked at the end.
Yeah.
And here he comes with me now as he makes his way into Fallow and round Fallow, pushing hard between Fallow and Museum as he does, and away out of Museum. And he knows what he's doing. 48.26.
So within a tenth. And that was quicker than his runoff time. So, right, I've got Mark Coley in the the car that's giving everybody trouble today. The Coleys, the shared car, the Gould GR55, 2.5 liter Cosworth powered engine, car 116. Didn't get a run in first time, and you saw Andy Coley trying to run it, and it didn't want to go. It was just giving him trouble. But it looks like he's getting to get a run out of this. Not a bad run either, 105.
Superb run through both of the corners, offering no problems for
48.66, 48.66. So that might be top runoff territory.
I would
right,
so.
We have David Newell in the Austin A40 Farina Mark II.
Great day's racing for David.
These are the Allswage UK Loton Park Championship. Runners, we have 6 in there. Some of the other classes do have runners that run as well. Handicap system. This is a road-going spec car, this one. So technically this would be actually an A1 if we had any cars running. And I've got the Alfa Romeo Giulia. Michael Crutchley come through triangle as well. Car 126.
I've got the A40 with me now, just plodding his way through the top of Museum. As we say, not going to break any world records, but a lovely looking car. Great to see it run. David Newell in his A40.
8121, so a little bit slower than this morning.
Yeah.
The Giulia did 59 miles an hour to you, and I've got George Gwilliam just coming through triangle in his little 1229cc Vauxhall Corsa. And, we're having a go. He kind of slapped around the flip-flops a little bit going through keepers.
Okay, well, we've got Michael Crutchley gone home now. He made it through. He's
Actually, he went 2 seconds quicker than this morning.
Oh, did he really?
He done, yeah, 75. He did a 77.23 this morning.
Oh, that's very good.
There's George for you.
Oh, nearly lost the track there, but we're back on course and into museum. Not so fast, but squealing all the same. Round he goes, 127, George Gwilliam. And not any great positional time. A time of 72.50.
A little bit slower than this morning, so you won't be happy with that. You've got Andrew Feekins and the Clio Sport coming at you.
Now, these Clios do well. They fit this track.
They come with a factory with, like, you know, somewhere between 180 and 200 horsepower, depending on what model you pick.
Yeah.
And I've got Joe Feekins in the little Fiesta 1600 who's driving the wheels off it, trying to keep up with Andrew.
Well, Andrew's gone to the finishing line with a score of 68.95.
That's a quicker time by a second.
That's very good. That's very good. I'm waiting for Joe Feekins to join me at the top, and here he comes in his checkerboard. His checkerboard Clio, round into fallow, accelerating through as they do into museum, and no squeals, nice and quiet.
Carl Beeman's coming at you in his modified Renault Clio. So Carl's in a modified car. The other one's a road-going class car. So this thing's on slicks.
So this is Shropshire man, Carl Beeman from Telford. And getting through museum with a little squeak and a little puff of smoke just to let me know he was there. Sounds very throaty.
It does. He's got it's got some grunt. 59.91, so he's improved by 0.2. He's in the 59s. That's a good run.
Well done, Carl.
Right.
Okay.
Now.
You say that like you know what you're going to say next.
Well, I'm going to risk it for a biscuit. So we've got the batch coming back down.
Okay.
Then we have not one, but two runoffs, I believe. I am just looking out the door. Yes, I'm getting the nod of yes. We've got two runoffs to come up. We have the Titan X first or second. So we're going to have the Titan X tin top, but other cars with roofs fit in it runoff, followed by the second and the second Midland Hillclimb Championship runoff. Okay. So bear with us for a second. We've got the batch coming down. We're resetting. And this is going to be an interesting battle. I'm just hoping I get the runoff time soon. I did have... Anyway, talk. You're sitting there staring at that car again, aren't you? What did I tell you about drooling over the cars? Right. Oh, sorry. I've got results to go through. Bear with me for a minute. For Class J, racing cars over 1,100 to 1,600 cc, Darren Gumley takes the class with a 46.23. Followed by John Stockley with a 48 flat and a Gary Hill with a 49.86. Moving on to Class J1, this is the Formula Fords. Tom Weaver, 56.28, and what I believe is a class record by a chunk, takes the class. Alex Coles absolutely dumped several other competitors to do a 56.66. and finished second, with Tom Morgan third with a 58.51. And then all the dads finished after that. In Class K, racing cars for 1,600 to 2 liter, 2,000 cc, normally aspirated. Jonathan Varley got there in the end, gets the class win with a 47.10. Tim Elmer second with a 49.59. Trish Davis third with a 51.26, and she actually beat the car engine builder and car owner Terry by 3/10.
Yeah. Something to talk about when they get home.
Yeah. And Class K, we had the two supercharged cars. We got Simon Moyes with a 47.26, Kelvin Broad with a 47.60. Tight battle there, and I think we'll see those guys in the runoff if I'm not mistaken. Right, and in Class K, one runner, Ian Tucker. That's it's got an integrated gearbox, so it's actually using a motorcycle gearbox attached to the engine, I believe. Anyway, he takes that class. And in Class L, racing cars over 2 liters, Anthony Hunt takes the class at a 48.02, followed by Simon Andrews with a 48.06, and Terry Graves with a 48.14. Closely battled class, and I think we're going to see most of those back for the runoff. So in Class N, We had, that's sports and racing cars manufactured from 72 to 85. We didn't see him on the second run. I saw it on the trailer. Martin Jones in the Brabham BT21C, beautiful car, 1594cc engine car, 58.26, and he takes the class. The other runners didn't finish. Right, I think we're up to date with the housekeeping.
Oh, that's excellent news. We're sending the last cars down the A40, bringing up the rear as they make their way back down safely to the paddock.
Did you just say we're sending the cars down the A40?
Yeah.
Is that road anywhere near this place?
Well, we're taking the long route round to spin it out.
I was going to say, that's, that, I know we got to stretch the time up to get the guys to re-prepare, but that might be pushing it.
We have so much fun here that we don't want it to end.
I have an official walking my way with paperwork.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's okay or not. It means I got to read some more.
They're not relying on reading again, are they?
I know, and they won't put it in Canadian for me, so I'm right messed up.
Oh, dear.
They're giving it to me in French, but if it's in French, I'm still stuffed. Right, I have. Yes, I do. Right, I have the runners and riders and the times and all sorts of weird stuff going on here.
Okay.
I'm really going to have to earn my keep here, aren't I?
Well, it makes it easier for me, doesn't it?
Okay. Tell me again while I'm going to do this.
You're going to be reading something off a piece of paper, I think.
Yeah, but why am I making your life easier?
Oh, because I deserve it.
Why do you deserve? Oh, you're still mad about the ice cream, aren't you?
Yeah. Got no ice cream.
Yeah, hold on. Well, the ice cream gentleman is still here, and he's eager to serve. So we need to keep him here until Owen comes down the hill. So can people keep buying something about every 10 minutes just to keep him there? And then Owen can come down the hill and get an ice cream, because I'm never going to hear the end of it if he doesn't.
Well, it's been a long day.
Has it? When did we start?
Oh, at 9 o'clock, was it? 9:30?
No, I think we did get into the 10 o'clocks before.
Yeah. But I mean, we were here and
I was here yesterday for doing prep. I actually showed up yesterday afternoon to scare people half.
That's what we call above and beyond the call of duty.
No, I just wanted to get out of the housework, DIY stuff. No, I'm working all weekend. Bye.
This ain't work.
Yeah. This is hard work.
Oh, get out of town.
We're not in town. We're in the countryside.
Ah, well spotted.
Although, technically, are we in a village?
You're almost integrated. No, I think you would probably class this as a hamlet more than anything. It's just a big country house with an estate. And a few...
No, but there's a church across the road.
Yeah.
And there is a village name between the, we're in between the signs.
We're in Alberbury.
Alberbury?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to change the subject.
Okay.
I'm going to talk cars.
Go on then.
Right. The Titan X Top 10 runoff for tin tops and other cars with roofs of alternate material.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. We've got David Newell in the A40. Austin A40 Farina Mark II, 1098cc. Now, how this is working, we've got target times here. And how this works, because these cars all fit in different classes, so they go with the class target times, and who can ever beat the target time by the most wins.
Okay.
It goes in that position.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to work my way out on this.
We've got David Newell running now on track. Haven't we?
Yeah. The class target, believe it or not, is 58.64. Obviously, Dave's a little bit slower than that. He's with you.
He is with me.
52 mile an hour. I think that's the highest we've seen yet today.
Leaning heavily into Fallow, and then the other way for Museum. A splendid piece of British motoring.
Yeah,
makes you proud.
Dave qualified with an 8:06.8. The target time's a 58 in that class. And let's see how he does. 81.63.
81.63 for David Newell.
So that puts, here I go, I got to do the math. 23 seconds. It's a tough class for that car to be in. Right, we have Michael Crutchley in the Alfa Romeo Giulia 1300 with the 1600 engine in it. This is a road-going class car. the target for that class. So it's kind of like the class record, a 58.64. The beautiful cars, lovely running cars, but they just haven't got the grunt, I think, to get that close to the times. Michael qualified with a 75.32. So obviously he wants to improve on that.
Yeah.
So here we go, and yeah, he's that's cold. Anyway, I'm not quite sure how to read the timing on this. I've been thrown in on this one. Anyway, we're at the top there. He's 60 miles an hour, 52.41 to Cedar. Off you go, sir.
And he joins me as he takes the wide angle on Fallow. It almost looked like he was going off the track, but he's not. And he squeaked his way around Museum nice and safely to make his way to the finishing line with a score of 73.81.
That's a good time. He's beat his qualifying time. It was 75.32, so he's knocked a second and a half off of that.
And 7 seconds faster than Dave Newell.
Next, yeah. Closer to the target. I will just work on that for a minute. We have Joe Feekins in our chessboard. We need to get back when we're done because we still got to finish that game at Chester earlier.
Absolutely. I've almost got you in checkmate. But
yeah. I'm just hoping all the squares fall off and you can't finish the game. He qualified with a 7.057. He is targeting... Believe it or not, 54 seconds is the class target for this.
Okay.
So it's a... sorry, no, I'm going to go with 58. No, I'm going to tell me 58.64. So that's the target they're working at. So he wants to get as close to 58.64 as possible and closer than anybody else does. 66 miles an hour to you, sir.
66 on the Cedars, braking heavily as he comes into Fallow. Museum not offering any great problems for him, it looks like. He's rounding through with a little squeak of the wheels, and off goes Joe towards the finishing line with the finishing time of 16:70.25.
A little bit quicker than his qualifying time.
Okay.
That puts him just 11.4 seconds, maybe? 11.4 seconds behind, off there, and that actually gives him the lead so far. Right. So Andrew Feekins in the Renault Clio Sport, 1998. He qualified at 68.95. His target is 58.64 as well. This is the road going up to 2-liter class car, this particular one. So he qualified with a 68.95. He was 63 miles an hour on Lakeside coming into Triangle. Up through Keepers he goes. Trying to carry as much momentum speed. This is pretty much a standard car. I don't think there's actually a lot of modifications on this car. You are allowed some modifications in this class. 74 miles an hour to you, sir.
I do believe the Clios look great on the track. He's come through Fallow and into Museum. There's no world records being broken, but safely through, and away he goes. Number 128, Andrew Feekins, with a final score of 69.64.
69.64. So that was slower in his qualifying time. However, it does put him closer to his target time, about a 10.9. So that technically gives him the lead-ish overall. This is all unofficial. Birthday boy, Mark Honey. 57 today. You're welcome. Luckily he can't hear us, but someone will snitch on us afterwards.
Oh, you'll be told on.
Yeah, I'll get told. Now, Mark's target is actually 54 seconds flat.
Okay, well, let's see.
That's a tough ask in that particular thing. And this is he's a modified production car, so it is in a quicker class. No interior. Can use stickier tires and plastic windows and all sorts of things to make it lighter and quicker. So he qualified with a 64.20, and his target's 54. And right now the gap, the closest gap is a 10.9. So he could actually go into the lead here.
Okay, well, with a flurry of smoke from the back, Mark Honey goes through the final turn of the course and on his way to the finishing line.
65.20.
65.20.
So his target was 54, so it's 11.2. So no, Andrew Feekins has just got a bit of a gap on there, so I think he's doing all right.
Okay.
And here's our new to the sport, second year, been really improving and expanding. George Gwilliam in the bog standard 1229cc Corsa, where momentum is everything with this car. He is moving up to a more powerful car next year. He's looking forward to it. So he qualified with a 72.39, and his target's actually a 63.52. So if he can do the same or better as qualifying time, he'll be under 10-second gap to the actual target. So he's on Cedar Straight. He should be coming to you any hour now, in any minute. Sorry.
Here he is.
56 miles an hour. So he's getting the speed up.
And he's off the track and he's back on again. He did clip the track, as you can see.
Well, it's 2 wheels off. I'm not sure what the ruling is on that.
I think it's okay.
I didn't see anything, did you?
No, nothing at all.
Absolutely, we're not paying attention to anything here.
He came through like a knife through butter.
72.91. That's going to be that's about 10.6. So theoretically, that just, if I'm getting these gaps kind of right, he's the closest to his target so far. But now I'm just going to get told off because I'm doing it wrong.
Well, we shall find out at the end, won't we?
I've just had kind of clarification. 2 wheels off is okay.
Okay.
4 wheels is no.
Right. Well,
so he is okay.
Perfect.
Right. I've got Carl Beeman in the evil-sounding Clio. This is a mod prod car. This one. Carl's target is going to be 54 seconds. That's the mod prod class. And he's getting quicker and quicker in this thing. 80 miles an hour to you. He qualified with a 59.91.
Braking very heavily into Fallow, but soon picking that speed up again between Fallow and Museum right now. Going around the Museum. Off he goes with a full puff of smoke. A little puff of smoke. And off he goes to the finishing line.
61.03. So that gives us a gap of about just 7.03 seconds. So currently that moves him up. He's the closest to his target so far. Now we've got Michael Harriman, who's been sub 60 seconds. He has the same target. 54 seconds is the target time. If he does under 60 seconds, he can, he's in with a shout here. But he's leaning on it. It's wobbling around all over the place. Young lad, I think 21 years old, if somebody told me.
Fearless.
So,
fearless.
Doesn't need brave pills. It just came like that.
I like this Clio.
Waggling the flip-flops around a little bit through keepers.
Well,
qualified at 59.86. He's up the hill now. 80 miles an hour to you, sir.
And into Fallow. Rather easily, rather textbook. Through Museum, taking up all the classic lines as he goes through. Makes his way to the finishing line with a time of 5.958.
5.958 is actually quicker than his qualifying time, and that's basically 5.58 seconds difference between the target and what he's done. So that makes him closer to the target so far.
Okay.
However, we've got Ian Fido and Simon Hutchinson to go. Now, Ian Fido is in the Toyota Yaris GR Circuit Pack 1600 Turbo. Qualified with a 62.69. His target is a 57.71. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be close. This is all unofficial, folks. I am not the timekeeper. I'm literally with a pen in my brain trying to calculate all of this.
I'm rather enjoying watching you.
Yeah, like you can see me. Yeah. That's why you said, I'll do museum today, knowing that, I would do this.
Yes, I'm quite happy in my little house.
82 mile an hour. Yeah, I got all the admin. Right, 82 mile an hour to you, sir.
Okay, well, he's gone through Fallow with no problem at all, and the same with Museum. Slowed down a little bit for Museum, but picking up as he goes to the finishing line in Fido with a finishing score of 63.07.
63.07. I'm going to have to do math here.
Okay.
58. That's
we can hear the wheels turning.
5.38 possibly. So he might just beat Michael Harriman by like 2/10.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's 2/10 closer than Michael. That leaves the Simon the Hooligan Hutchinson. I got to stop calling him that, but I can't help it. Driving a black BMW. Anyway, he qualified with the 58.67. Now, his target, believe it or not, is a 57.26. So he's only a second and a half off of his target on the qualifier. So I think it's going to take a lot for him not to be closer than 5 seconds. Yeah. I've lost timing on this a little bit. So
locking down there, really locking as he came onto fallow. Quick squeak between the two round the museum, and the BMW flies past on his way to the finishing line. Simon Hutchinson with a score of 5.887. 5.887. I have him as 1.61 seconds off target. Okay. Which theoretically he's the closest, so he would win the Titan X Top 10 Challenge for tin tops and other cars with roofs of alternate materials, in case we've got one that doesn't have tin on top. Although I believe today's runoff was the tin top challenge. So thank you very much, all our competitors. It's a year-long battle with the runoffs, with the targets and everything. So yeah, it's not over by a long shot. Well,
right.
well done on the maths there, Owen. It was pretty impressive quick thinking. I was rather enjoying hearing you sweat. But
Is that what that noise was?
That's what the noise was. The boys are making it back down, and the girls, of course, making it back down to you now in their vehicles. So that was the tin top challenge.
I have a friend of mine who's actually... Oh, hang on. Nicholas Gurney, agree on the splendid... Oh, we're getting some nice compliments today, sir.
Oh, that's good.
And they gave up on the GP and found this more entertaining. Right, that says what the Formula One race is doing this afternoon, doesn't it?
Doesn't it, indeed?
So I wonder who won Le Mans yet. We're coming up to 4 o'clock, so that actually is Le Mans time.
I don't know.
I don't know. Can you imagine somebody here at the track for the weekend going, no, I've recorded the 24-hour Le Mans, don't tell me. Andy Johnson is enjoying the coverage, and hope we're on when he's here in person later in the year.
Oh, I hope so too, Andrew.
We have in Le Mans, it's 24 degrees and sunny. We have had a weather report, max 65. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow.
So, I'm not going to say anything because people are reading it. I've just looked at I just seen the brief results on the Formula One, and yeah. Okay, I'm just seeing what we got going on the Let's see if I can get any Le Mans stuff here. It looks like the Mercedes porpoising thing is becoming a major flipping issue. Where we got here? Oh, anybody recording? I can't say the touring cars because we got the British touring cars on at Loton Park. Latest Le Mans. Yeah, I know who won Le Mans, but I'm not going to tell you that either. Right. Top 10 runoff next. Let's just say, yeah, some interesting results. But join us here because this is a lot more interesting than any of the stuff that's on TV.
Oh, without doubt.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
You don't get class like this on the telly.
No. Can you imagine putting us on the telly? How long, how many Ofcom complaints would they get from that? Right, here we go. Top 10 qualifiers. We have, quickest was Darren Gumley with a 46.23. So we have the top 10 top 12 actually for qualifying in order of fastest to slowest. We have, Darren Gumley, Jonathan Varley, Simon Moyes, Calvin Broad, Anthony Hunt, John Stockley, Simon Andrews, Clive Austin, Mark Coley, Richard Summers, Tim Elmer, and Terry Graves actually qualified somewhere about 8th, but it's a double-driven car, so he will actually go first. So he's out of sequence because Terry's got to go up, come down, and hand the car over to Anthony Hunt. Terry qualified with a 48.26, which puts him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He qualified. Funny enough, Anthony Hunt qualified with a 48.25. So the two drivers sharing the same car did the same time to win 100th of a second.
Wow.
You don't normally see that.
That's pretty impressive.
Nope. Here we go, folks. Here's where I run out of steam completely.
What's going on now?
Right, we have a car on the line, sir.
Okay.
Our first top 10
Okay.
competitor.
We're ready.
Are we ready?
Bring it on.
Are we ready for the excitement? This is going to be a close run thing, folks. Right, here we go. Terry Graves is off the line at 216, 64 foot. I think some of these are slightly quicker than that. He goes through Hall corner, down towards Loggerheads. 13:27 so far in the Loggerheads. Comes down the hill through Lakeside into Triangle, 87 mile an hour. Carrying the speed, you can hear the car backing, burping, and everything from the on and off throttle. Keepers, 28.63. He's on Cedar. He's on his way up to you, sir.
And he's joining me now.
110
Look at
mile
that
an
car.
hour.
As he enters the fallow, he's braking, and he really does make very light work of both fallow and museum. Number 115 there, Terry Graves, having a great day's racing all round.
49.26, 49.26. He's a second slower than his qualifying time, but he is faster than this morning's runs.
Okay.
So go figure that one out. But it has, the sun's gone in, it's gone a bit overcast, and it feels a bit stormy.
It's a little bit windy up on the top as well.
Yeah, I think that the wind will, folks, the wind will affect these cars, especially at the top of the straight. If it's a bit of an open area, so if there's a wind gust a certain way, it will throw the cars off. So, right, so we're just, Terry Graves was the only double-driven car for the runoff, so we're going to, that car's going to come straight back down.
He's on his way down now. Just
and put into the hands of Anthony Hunt, who will take the reins and see if he can do any better.
Okay.
So, at the moment, runoff leader is Terry Graves with a 49.26. And we just need to literally get Anthony off the track and then get on with the next car, which should be Tim Elmer should be the next car up. All going well, and I can actually reading this in the right order. Okay. Yeah, the weather has definitely changed over the timed runs from earlier.
I've been watching it for some time now, just over in the far hills, and there's certainly rain happening over there. Whether it reaches us or not, I don't know. It'll just add another variable if it does.
Well, I think we're going to get this in before any rain does come.
Well, touch wood and fingers crossed. I hope you're right.
I'm sitting in a wooden shed, so what do I touch?
Oh, touch your head.
Oh, right.
It's always a safe bet.
Thank you. You're always very supportive and helpful, you are.
I try my best for you, Owen. Try my best.
You're very trying. Yeah, right. Okay, so here we go. Right, we've got car 812. Oh, okay, we've got car 812 on the line, ready to go. Richard Summers.
Wow, right.
So we might be running out of order because I think Tim ran near the end. So to get the cars turned around, they've got to get the heat down in them. They can't run these cars again straight up when they're too hot. So that's a consideration. So here we go. Richard Summers on the line, a 1.98, 64 foot. Told me earlier today, Lindsay, his wife, did like the best 64 foot time without traction control, which is annoying everybody else. I think she did like a 1.8 or something. Anyway, he's half a second up at Triangle on Terry, and he's giving it the beans and the welly.
And I'm waiting for his arrival now.
Yeah,
this
he's
DJ.
0.67 up at Keepers.
Here he comes with me now.
100 miles an hour.
Dropping down from 100 to about 60 to take the fallow, and squealing his way to Museum, and rounding away for a 48.88 finish.
48.88, and that's 0.38 seconds quicker than Terry. So that puts him into first. Right, next up we've got Mark Coley and the I've got an attitude today, Gould GR55. He's on the line. visor down. He's in the zone, ready to go. And off he goes. 248 on the 64-foot, so 0.5 down there, a little bit slow start, but he might be able to make it up. He's got a lot of grunt in his front. So he's coming down Lakeside, 86 miles an hour in the triangle. Got a little bit of lock. It's like he shifted gears, and the gearbox didn't want to look. The wheels locked up for a split second there. At keepers, he's 0.66 down at the moment. On his way to you, sir, at 105.
Braking incredibly heavily into fallow just to make sure he gets round. A little twitch of the body as he goes past and through Museum.
Made up a lot of time, 0.24.
He was going like steam. Superb. 49.41.
0.53 down, 4941. So that puts him currently in third. Richard Summers is still holding the lead at the moment with a 48.88. Next up, I think we're slightly out of whack here because of the cars, and there should have been. Normally we have something else running between the second time runs and the runoff, but we haven't got that, so the cars are having to be turned around a little bit quicker. As you can tell, I've got Clive Austin on the line, and he's up next. So Tim Elmer, I'm not sure if he's going to run or not, but there goes Clive. And the Empire Wraith, 187 off the line, so he's 0.11 up already. And he didn't make Hall Corner.
Oh. Has he stopped?
Yeah, he's gone off camera, so I'm not sure where he is. Sort of just didn't, there was a left turn, and it just didn't turn left.
Ah.
So I think he's just stopped out of camera view here at the moment. The Marshall's just going over to get him. I think it may have been. He's been having trouble all day with the overshoot. Like he's had a couple times left-hand corner. Well, I got a replay here from a different angle, and just went straight on at Hall Corner.
No damage done.
He's out of camera. I don't think so.
Okay.
Nope. I can just see now they're rolling the car back, and it's just like it just missed the corner and he stopped. So I think he's just talking to the marshal that he's going to, under its own power, he's going to take the car, come through up to Triangle, and then pull off here, I believe, unless the car won't start. But I can see him nodding his head. And, it's under his own power. We might need to change the calendar if he's going to finish this run. Right. Now, Marshall's going to give it, just trying to get it to just get a little in gear. It's just one of those things. He just doesn't want to spin the tires up. So there we go. Soft start. Yep, he's under his own power. So I believe he'll be coming down towards me. And I believe one of my fantastic marshals is going to double time it up down the gate to let him out. Yeah, here he comes now. So don't know if it was too fast or didn't want to turn and he just didn't want to risk the car, or who knows. But unfortunately, that gives Clive a fail for the second runoff for the day.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, in the first runoff, he finished somewhere around about 7th.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. I've got the times, but I just didn't put them in order. Okay, so
with 2 fails for Clive, that will mean no score today?
No, he didn't fail the first one.
Okay, good.
We had a fail in practice.
Yeah.
I think was the other one we've had today.
Got you.
So, yeah, not too bad. So, I'm not sure if Tim Elmer has decided not to run, and we should have Simon Andrews up next, but that's also yes. So bear with us, folks.
So the track's not live at the moment,
the track's there. Oh, we've got a car. Yeah, we've got a car on the go.
Okay.
Yeah, car 114 is Simon Andrews. And the OMS 28, 2.8 liter. I'm guessing that's a small V8, the PowerTech thing. A little 2 motorcycle engines watered together. Anyway, off the line, traction control in gear, 2.07. So he's only 0.09 off on the 64 foot. Around Hall, no problem. Down to Loggerheads, about 0.18 behind at the moment. Here he comes down Triangle, 85 miles an hour through Lakeside into Triangle, carrying the speed through. He's made a little bit up through Triangle, and he's made a little bit more. He's 0.08 behind going through Keepers. Moment, up the hill we go. He's ahead by 0.02, 105.
And he's gone through Fallow without any problems whatsoever. Through Fallow, halfway through into Museum, round Museum, and a final push to the end.
0.16 up at Museum, across the line, 0.08 up. Takes the lead, 48.80.
Great run from Simon Andrews.
Yeah, good run for that. And he was slightly slower in his qualifying time, but still a very consistent run. On the line, I've got John Stockley in the Force SF 1585 C-seat engine. And here we go. Off the line, 2.01. Fastest we've had so far. We're off the leader anyway, so he's 0.06 up on the leader. Through Hall down into Loggerheads, 0.15 up at Loggerheads. Down the Lakeside through the speed trap, 84 miles an hour to Triangle, carrying the speed through Triangle. He's 0.19 up at Triangle. Up into Keepers. Through Keepers, 0.41 up at Keepers. Still carrying the momentum up. Can he keep it up all the way to the top? Yes, 0.48 up, 105 to you.
Well, the noise arrived before the car, but he's gone very, very smoothly through both Fallow and Museum, and making his way to the finishing line.
0.61 up at Museum, 0.90 up, takes number one, 47.90, and that is 4/10 improvement on his qualifying time. So that was a good run.
Well done, John Stockley.
So that puts John into the lead by, believe it, 0.9 of a second at the moment.
It's very tight at the top.
Right, next up, we should have Anthony Hunt in the double-driven, what I call the billboard car. But hopefully it's cooled down enough that they can run. That's why it's taking a little bit longer. The drivers are competing, but the cars are very sensitive to heat.
Yeah.
So if the temp's a little too high before they start the run, it'll be too hot when they get to the end of the run. So, but we have a bit of time, and so please be patient with us. But there's a lot of points involved in this, and the championship is hotly contested. I was looking at the scores up to this point, because obviously they've done Loton, some Shelsley, and Prescott so far. This is the Midland Hillclimb Championships, sponsored by BMTR Motorsport Tires. So, yes.
Good.
You're not falling asleep up there, are you?
No. I was just...
I've still got people. I will say right now, I have people ordering ice cream right now, so I'm trying to keep the ice cream truck here for you.
Well, look, if he needs to go, you'd have to let him.
Hey, if he's still here and you come down and don't have an ice cream, I've worked very hard today to get that ice cream.
I feel morally obliged to have one.
Yes. If you don't want it, you can at least order it and I'll eat it. Right, Anthony Hunt has made it on the line. He's cleaned the tires. He's warmed up.
Good boy.
And he's done through his preparation. The visor is now down and he's off.
Good, car's back on the track.
206 off the line. Anthony was, he finished third this morning runoff. So at the moment, he's 0.19 behind on Loggerheads. Down through Lakeside into Triangle, 83 miles an hour, 0.19 behind the Triangle. Heads off into Keepers. Popping and banging a little bit there, 0.17 behind on Keepers. Sparks flying off the car as it goes up the hill. 0.29 up, 98 miles an hour.
Braking incredibly hard into Fallow, but he's done it, and he's gone through into Museum Corner.
Oh, he's lost a bit, going to Museum.
With a real push to the end. 48.28 there.
48.28, basically matches qualifying time. That does give him second place. Moved him into second place. Behind John Stockley, who's still sitting there first with a 47.90. I've got Kelvin Broad in the Force TA, 1300cc supercharged engine powered car.
can hear a lot of cars. Can't see anything.
Kelvin, he's getting there. 0.14 up at Loggerheads. Kelvin Broad in the Porsche TA. 88 miles an hour. 0.38 up at Triangle. He's going for it through Keepers. 0.39 up at Keepers. Up the straightaway. 0.79 up. 119 mile an hour.
Into Fallow he goes. Little twitch of the body as he goes through between Museum and Fallow. Through Museum.
0.83 up at Museum.
Popping and banging as he goes. 47.20.
Yeah. 47.20 puts him in the class lead by 0.30. Sorry, I can't add, 0.70. Yeah, so Calvin Broad, he's done a 47.20. John Stockley's bumped to second, 47.90. So that is 0.70. Come on with the math. And we got Simon Moyes on the line, the winner of this morning's runoff. On the line, just preparing, ready to go. They're getting him lined up right now in the Gould GR59 1300cc supercharged Gould. Was only third fastest qualifier on the second for the second runoff. So let's see if we can do something about that. Right, coming into Loggerheads, he is 0.06 down at the moment. Kicked up a little dust, coming through Lakeside into Triangle, 0.18 up. He's gained some. He's on it, popping and banging a little bit, going through Keepers. 0.43 up at Keepers. Can he maintain the pace? 0.42 up at Cedar, 113 miles an hour.
And into Fallow with hardly any break in the speed, but breaking the speed for Museum, and round he goes with the twitch. Popping and banging, as you say, making his way to the finishing line with a 4714.
0.06 in first.
That's right, that's Simon Moyes, yeah, 0.06.
Yeah, he just did it. Just pipped Calvin Broad for second.
Yeah.
We've still got a couple more runners to go.
It's very hot. It's very hot.
And the sun's come out. That's going to change things again.
Yeah.
We should have... Here we go. Jonathan Varley. I think I've spoken about him more today than anybody else for whatever reasons. In the GWR Predator 1998cc engine. Purpose-built HillClimb car by GWR. I can't remember what the letters stand for. Well known in hill climbing.
George William Robertson.
Right. I don't think so.
I was only guessing.
I know. 0.10 off 64 foot. That's really good in Loggerheads. 0.40 up at Loggerheads. Right. He's going for it. 0.60 up at Triangle. Johnson's had an up and down day in this thing. 0.75 up at Keepers. I'm the Cedar Straight. 0.90 up, 132.
And right through the bends, no problem at all.
1.21 at Museum. 45.57. Well, that's just slapped. Yeah.
Well, this is what you get when you do 132 along the Cedar Straight.
Yeah, he got it all together that time. He's been having all sorts of ugly runs and stuff, bits and pieces.
Spectacular drive.
Well, that just threw the gauntlet down. Even the spectators here were going, ugh. Right, that leaves Darren Gumbley, who actually qualified at a 46.23. He's going to need to pull a rabbit out of a hat. He missed this morning's runoff completely.
Yeah.
In the Force TA 1600, 1.93. He's already 0.16 up. True Hall, not mucking about here, folks. This is going to be a run in a bit, I think. 0.23 up at Loggerheads. Oh, he's hit one of the flip flops. 0.03 at Triangle. Knocked one of the thingies down. 0.02 at Keepers. This is going to be very close, very tight. 0.23 down at Cedar. He's lost some time, only 116.
A little bit of a skate on fallow and museum, popping and banging. There he goes. He really was shifting
Cross the line, 0.27 slow, 45.84. I'm just going to check. I don't know if that's a penalty marker or not. He's actually knocked down one of the markers. It's a 1 second penalty. I believe that's unofficial, folks. Don't take me wrong, but he has taken a marker down.
Where was that? On
the exit of Loggerheads coming into Lakeside at the top of the hill there. He hooked it with, funny enough, the left rear tire.
All right.
So I'm not quite sure, the unofficial. So, yes, I'm just checking the time. They've added the second.
They have added it.
They've added the second, so it's a 46.84. So here we go, folks. The winner of the second runoff of the day in the BMTR Wind Developments Midland Hillclimb Championship is Jonathan Barley with a 45.57. Darren Gumley with a 46.84 is second. Third place goes to Simon Moyes in the Gould, 47.14. Kelvin Broad, fourth with a 47.20. John Stockley, fifth with a 47.90. Anthony Hunt, sixth with a 48.28. Simon Andrews is seventh with a 48.80. Richard Summers is eighth with a 48.88. That's a lot of eights in there. Terry Graves is ninth with a 49.26, and Mark Coley 10th with a 49.41. Scores the last point. Clive Austin failed, and Tim Elmer did not start the last round. Right. I believe that may be it for the day, folks. I'm just checking to see if I get a nodding head from somebody. Let me just check for a second there. Carry on, Owen.
Yeah, well, that was a fantastic day's racing. Shame about that second being added on right at the last minute there. He was a cracking time, but if you clip the markers, that unfortunately is, as Owen's rightly pointed out, a time penalty.
Yes. Well, fortunately, he sold quicker than that. He didn't actually lose a position.
Incredible.
So if you look at what he did, add the second, he didn't lose a position. He still finished second.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Right.
Incredible.
And that is it for the day, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us today at Loton Park. We hope to see you here next month. We hope you had a good weekend of racing this weekend. I've been Owen Lewis, Owen Cool down the bottom box, and we've had some fun today, Owen.
We have, sir, and I thank you for everyone for watching online and in person. If you get a chance to come to Loton in person, you've seen it on TV, why not come on down and see what it's like in person?
Come on down.
The noises and the senses are a lot nicer. We appreciate your custom and your attention. We thank the sponsors. We thank the marshals. We thank Hagley District Light Car Club. We thank the competitors. We thank the spectators.
And chiefly yourselves, as they say.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I'm going to try and end it this time, it's going to be goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.